Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for you. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks as shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Because a lot of times we already know that the person has feelings for us. We already know what's going to happen. We don't understand why it happens. So we all have to live spiritual lessons, and spiritual lessons play out as karmic themes. And we form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with those karmic themes. So the karmic looping is something that is an experience that is mirrored out several times through different experiences within your life. So it's a karmic theme that continues to play out within your life, maybe within your relationships, within just your finances, any area of life. A karmic theme can continue to play out until obviously you integrate the spiritual lesson. You integrate the spiritual lesson by seeing how you contribute to the imbalances within the situation. So the alchemizing part of healing is all about replacing what you do with a better behaviorism, one that's more in alignment with your goals and your dreams and what you're actually trying to manifest, not more in alignment with the trauma that you have experienced. So, obviously, the readings have a therapy style to them. All right. Anything of any importance and relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. I always like to start the readings off with just looking at your energy, not really looking at anyone else's energy. However, if you're connected to someone that's impulsive, someone that's obsessive, you know, then their energy is going to be on yours. When that could not, it doesn't need to be a romantic relationship either. It's like it could be your mom or a sister or a brother. It could be anybody that has that type of energy. All right, actually, those cards don't belong there. All right. So let's see. I like to always pull from a few different decks because we are multifaceted and you're able to see things from every single different direction, which is what we really want to do. Just follow along. What I like to do is I pull a lot of different cards, but then what happens is I'll read them separate, then I'll put them all together to make the story. For those of you that are new to the channel, don't say, what the heck is she doing? So what I'm doing, we're going to pull only 3 from the wound deck. We'll pull more later. Okay. So let's see what you need to look at right now. Security, retreat, magical space clearing time, and then what comes around. Back off. Count your blessings. Stifled, bored, and stuck. And so Spirit's saying unresolved grief, rejection wound, and self-concept wound. And I'm going to see which is don't deprive yourself of the simple pleasures in your life for your goals, building, and take your power back by claiming full responsibility for your life. And you are the boss of your life. You can hire and fire who you need to and promote accordingly. So what Spirit is saying is the spiritual wounds that you are actually clearing are, unresolved grief. And that shows up as sorrow, loss, numbness, even long after an event has passed. So you might not actually have lost something now. Your relationship could have ended a while ago and you've just been sitting in this grief, or a person that could have died. There any loss, but you haven't moved 100% past that. And so I believe because on some level Now this now you got to take this as it resonates, because I just intuitively was told that this isn't even your energy. It's someone that's obsessive to you. So someone is sitting in unresolved grief, and it's because their identity is associated more with the previous person. And it's a self-concept wound. It shows up as, a distorted sense of feeling feeling disconnected from oneself, insecure. So again, the person needs to identify with something. They don't feel secure in themselves. And rejection wound. So I feel like you're connected to someone that's being very obsessive. They're thinking and they're thinking and they're thinking because they were in a relationship. The relationship ended. This person realizes that they haven't treated you well. And so there is a sense of that relationship ended, and this relationship with you is possibly ended. And it's because how they treated you. And it's because they identified with the previous person first. And they probably built things with this person, meaning they had a house, they had an identity. They don't really feel like they have an identity. And the thing is, they sat in a place of feeling very stifled, bored, and stuck for a long time, almost hoping that I feel like that you would have reached out to them. You might have been like, I did reach out to them. And would need you to chase them. They were not leaving that situation on their own. Not because they love the person, but because their identity is associated with the money, with the stuff, outside things. So again, getting stuck between love and material. So now what I'm feeling like is that you're building something, you're trying to create something. So your mind really is not on this person as much as it normally would be. And this person can feel it. And it was your way of taking your power back, because you're like, listen, I don't see that you're doing anything. You're sitting there staying stuck. Say that you left that situation, and they might have really left that situation, but they didn't leave it 100% where they like said, hey, listen, I want it really ended with that person. They kept it in a place of limbo, is what I feel. And so you're like, well, you're not going to keep me stuck in a place of limbo or get me to do all the work to be in a relationship with you, because you don't want to leave your stuff. You don't want to leave that false identity. You want me to lower my energy. You want me to abandon myself. And so you didn't do that. That was your way of taking your power back. So that's why this person's so obsessive, because there is a sense that you are like, I am content with what I have. I am happy with what I have. And so, like, with what you created yourself, you weren't going to jeopardize that. And so, again, you got to the place where you're like, well, I'm the boss of my life. I'm going to hire, fire, and promote accordingly. And being that you don't really give me much, I'm not going to keep you in my life. So that all energy went on to work. So Spirit's saying there's still a lot towards work and work and work and work and work. And because the focus is on security, on making money. But Spirit says, you have to make a little space, like for fun, for happiness, and there's a little bit of energy of, um, what comes around goes around. Like, this person like wants to figure out a way to come back into your life, and Spirit's saying you don't need to retreat or really even be in a place of back off, which is what I feel like when this person comes back around. You're going to be like, I feel like you're being very intrusive. I feel like you're intrusive. And Spirit says, well, part of that, you need to create a little space, because it's almost like this person was going to come back and they're going to act as if that's that place that they had before, all that bull crap that they did. Well, that's still their seat, like they're coming back as if almost like nothing happened. And I feel like Spirit says you need to, again, take a little space for this from this person. They need to be taught. And there's this because this person, it's not like they don't have feelings. They have feelings, but they played a lot of games. They wanted things on their terms. They still want things on their terms, Spirit's saying. Because again, they're coming back because they know that you're building something, and as long as you build, you're going to meet new people, things are going to happen. This person's stuck, and they're stuck holding on to a life that doesn't exist. They're holding on. I mean, really, it's not your money that makes life happen unless you're putting that money and you're creating something towards it. This person's not doing that. They're hiding behind material things. They're connected to someone that doesn't allow them to have a life, is what it looks like. And so I want to keep my stuff. I don't want to be with this person. Let me figure out a way to have both. And so I feel like they went into a place of hiding, and now the shoe's on the other foot. There's a sense that you're retreating from them. And so I feel like this person is like in a place of grief again, because I don't know who to be. I don't know like what to do. And I feel like you are not sitting there waiting, because you are creating your life, you are building. But when it's a spiritual connection, that's energy doesn't isn't just cut, and there is downtime from creating, so this person can still kind of feel you, but not the way that they used to. And so, because they don't know what to do. So let's go a little deeper. Let's look at some hidden truths, because unfortunately, you're connected to someone that's so obsessive that it's their energy that's bleeding through. And if you're still holding on to them because not enough is created, it's that you are building something, but it's not here just yet. So it's the prominent energy. And the Spirit says, I regret lying to you. I feel like this person acted like they didn't care. That's what I feel like. There's someone that buries their work to forget about you. They hold on and they believe that you'll be together again. But now I feel like that's what they thought. Like I'll eventually be with you. We'll eventually be together. I'll eventually, but never really gave you time. And now they feel like you're going to leave them behind because they lost themselves for a while. And so what did they lose themselves in? Well, we're going to see. Well, I feel like if they're going through a situation, let's see whether this person actually tried to get out of their situation. Because I feel like the situation that they're in is not a happy situation. It's just, like you said, that they're holding on to something because they feel like their identity is associated with it more than like that's really what they want to do. And Spirit's saying, well, there's this again, like this person acts as if they're holding on. They're holding on to, like I said, a life that is no longer, and they just don't want to leave it. And so when we see this, it's again, and over time, what makes them, I feel like there's a lot of self-reflection. I feel like nothing's happening in their relationship. I feel like nothing's happening. Like I said, they have stuff and they're very stubborn about not wanting to walk away and to have this person that they're with get all their stuff, is what it looks like. And so because nothing's happening, it's forcing them to go deep inside themselves. It's forcing them to do some self-examination, which is, well, what do I really want? Like, I'm living a facade. Maybe I could always go and buy, like I could always earn money. I could always go out and buy new things, right? I mean, it's not like anything lasts forever. The things that we buy, they become very old very quick. And I think that this person is looking around at everything that they have accumulated, and what they're seeing is like that stuff gets old. They don't, like, I don't want to say play with it because they're not a child, but if they had like a motorcycle, they're not riding it. If they had a boat, they might not even be able to afford to like be out on the boat. But whatever it is, it's like that stuff it needs to be maintained, that everything costs money. And unless you're really enjoying what it is that you have, you become a slave to it. And that's what this person, I think, is seeing, and that they lost themselves for a long time because I don't want to let go of everything that I've built. I don't want to let go of everything that I have. It's like I worked hard for it. And why should this person get it? So it's forcing them. And Spirit says it doesn't matter. Within 3 or 6 months, they're going to be coming back. It's like because what it is, they're not happy. They're not satisfied. And they're not satisfied. So they downplayed this connection, acted like that they didn't care. Was hoping that you would react. I don't feel like you reacted. I feel like you put your time and energy into building something, and you're in the process of building. Nothing's happened yet. This person is going to want to come back because, hey, you cut your energy off from them. You're leaving them behind. Oh, and another thing that I feel like whoever's with them, oh, is very abusive, has like, if this person was abusive to like that karmic person, that karmic is like extremely abusive, where they're pulling other people in to the situation. They're making a mockery out of this person. Like, again, like almost like just, I own you. I own you. You're not going anywhere. It's like, and telling everyone what this person did, making this person feel bad. So they have a very low self-esteem, is what it looks like here. And so they're humiliated, and that karmic is making them feel bad. So they feel like they're in jail right now. They feel like they're serving time. That's what it is. And so that's what's making this person really go deep within inside themselves, because they're like, I could be I could have my stuff and be still connected to this person that is all about controlling and making me feel bad, or I can have like a life, and it's forcing this person to do something different. And again, and it's because it's draining. They're very tired, and they're tired, and they're drained, and they're just, it's just, they think about the past time. They're stuck in the past of when life would be good, and it's like, and they're not happy. So that's why I want to come back. And I knew that they would, because I could feel that they would. So let's see. And like, let's see, which ones did we not pull from? Let's pull from this and say why. Why can we go deeper? And the Spirit's saying, it says, clear the illusion of the 3D world. Don't take everything at face value. There's a lot more going on spiritually and energetically than you can see. So what is happening is that this person is changing. So first, you walked away, you disconnected. Second, that leaves them stuck with that karmic that's not happy, clearly, that has to like berate this person, and they may not be with that person fully, but they're actually not with anyone else either. So it's almost like that karmic still has control over their life. And it's because they don't want to give up their stuff, but internally, to survive, they've had to like kind of go deep within inside of themselves, to survive. And what they're seeing is, I don't want to live this life. And they have sexual fantasies still about you, because that's a survival mechanism too, because it's this person's so bored and feels so stuck. Their stuff is not emotionally fulfilling to them. So, and they know that it's beyond attraction, because this person has a lot of other people, like I feel like that they talk to, because as long as they were stuck to that karmic. But the difference is they know that it's more than just a spiritual connection, but they would need to do more to elevate it, and is what Spirit's saying. And that's the thing. But the feelings that they have for you are overwhelming, and they become afraid, because then they base their life on, the connection that they just got out of, and everything that that karmic tells them, that they're a piece of crap, that they don't, again, they berate them, they humiliate them in public, they humiliate them to their family, they let everybody know like how bad this person is, but they don't want to let that person go. And your person feels guilty and they don't want to lose their stuff and they don't want to, it's all these other things. And then we have this strong connection and that freaks them out because we have this connection. You could hurt me too. And I'm basing who I am on all these previous connections, like again, that I've had, which were not successful. I'm afraid you're going to meet someone else before I'm ready to be with you for good. So this person's moving their ass, is being told that they need to move their ass because it's like there's a sense that you're not waiting. You're not waiting. Like enough is enough. And this person is trying to heal their inner child wounds. They've been learning about twin flames. Now I feel like this person stalks like spiritual pages on Facebook because they're like, I've never experienced this type of a relationship before. And remember, it would have to be a pretty strong like spiritual relationship for them to actually break away from that negative energy, because that's like a karmic contract. When somebody is with somebody that's making them feel like a piece of shit every day, and then they begin to think that that's who they are and that's what they're deserving of, they hide behind their material things because of that. That's why there's such a good big focus on, well, that, where spirit's saying again, inner child healing is happening now. Being connected to this person would definitely trigger your inner child wounds for sure, because they're not strong enough. They have someone else dictating how they need to live or making them feel guilty, where they feel bad about themselves. So, Spirit says that this is a karmic connection, and it's one where it's going to dig out both everyone's wounds. You trigger this person's wounds too. Like this relationship is too good to be true. You can really hurt them. That it's again pushing this person to move. They wouldn't move. They wouldn't do anything. But understand they're feeling controlled by people around them and they don't like it. It's pushing them to find their power again. And that's what I'm saying this relationship is doing. Otherwise, this person would stay stuck with that karmic. It's the passion and the, I could actually have a better life. I could have somebody that, gives me energy, someone that I could be a partner with, is making this person go internal to say, what is it that I really want? Because why did I get this? You know what I mean? This connection that I'm in, and how the hell do I get out? And that's the kicker. This karmic thinks by pushing this person down over and over and over again that they're going to eventually live their narrative. But what it's really doing is it's waking this person up. It's saying that this person's like saying, who the hell is this person that I'm connected to? Understand that. They're like, what the fuck? Because it's like that person is crazy. They're getting more and more angry. You guys have a past life connection and it's surfacing, and understand it hurts this person, and they shut down a long time ago in order to stay with that karmic. That's what they did. They shut themselves down. It says, I long ago shut down those parts of me that wanted love, romance, and intimacy, but you make me long for those things again. But it doesn't mean that they know how to actually do that comfortably, is what the problem is, because they live so long with that karmic. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the past life is, playing out, where possibly in a past life this person was married to somebody else again or was connected to someone else again and they didn't want to be, and so you settled for less in a past life, and now that scenario is playing out again, where it says about this person, it has nothing to do with you, but it would make you feel bad, or if they really love me they would leave. It's like, no, this person, like again, they hide behind their things because this person that is connected to them has made them feel like piece of crap. So they're like, I'm not a piece of crap, I'm an important person. See the car I drive, see the house that I live, see the clothes that I wear, all those things. But this person is because they're seeing it, they're actually changing the pattern and moving forward. They're seeing everything. And that's because that karma has done everything to stop this person from leaving them and from making them feel responsible. This person had to get to a place of being like, I refuse to be guilty anymore. It takes two to be in a relationship. The relationship just didn't work. It's like, I don't want to be in this relationship. The things are not satisfying to me anymore. I want more. And that's normal evolution. But I understand only unconditional love can get a person to get back to that place. They can't get to that place. It's not the person's fault that they don't want to be with this person, that they're disinterested in this person. It's not this person's fault, that you know that karmic likes to play games and hide their true agenda. That's the thing that they don't want to see. They don't want to see the truth. And then now your person's like, I see the truth. Like, I didn't see the truth for a long time because I saw the guilt. I saw the all the bad things that this person did to actually stay in a connection with someone that they didn't really want to be with, and justified it. But at the same time, it prevented them from moving forward in their life. Thing is, they had nothing to compare to. The thing is, it's like, again, this person sees the comparison between you and this person, and it's like you're like full of emotion, and you're good, and you contribute to humanity in a nice way. You're a good person, and this person's not a good person. And they see that because you walked away from them. Because you're like, well, I'm not gonna like settle for less. I'm not gonna do it. And that's the thing. And this person actually sees I actually have passion for you. It's excitement. It's like it's making this person like the mystery of you, what's gonna happen? Or like it's keeping them like, intrigued because I have a strong connection to you. You're not making it easy. I'm stuck with this person that's so freaking boring, that has a noose around my neck, that I'm there, but I'm not. And it's like, what are you going to do? And it's because they have a lot of feeling. And let me tell you something, it's also creating a lot of negative energy within that karmic and this person, because that karmic can feel like this person is no longer there. They may be physically there, like, but they're not home. It looks like the person's checked out, that because they're not emotionally satisfied. So that's creating a lot of like it's the catalyst for change. Let's just put it that way. The catalyst for change, because this person is gonna flip out. They're gonna flip the fuck out. Because it's like, what are you doing? Why are you checked out? Who are you talking to? Like, it's this person is used to being able to beat this person down into submission. That's not happening. This person's checked out. They're thinking about you. That karmic knows it. They're pissed off. They're like, it's making them mad. But I feel like your person is like, I want that karmic to be the one that ends it with me. I don't want to be the one that does it, because like they're crazy. because if they do it, then I don't have to feel bad about doing it. It's like, which is there is again an issue of this person not really being that strong. But regardless, they are going through a transformation, and that's because again the old them can no longer be. I can no longer live this life. So either I'm going to do it shady, which is I'm going to make you do it, or I'm going to do it. Either way, this relationship's going to end, because like there's a part of this person that's been living dead, kind of like living like through autopilot just to stay in something or stay connected for things other than their happiness. And it could be they have children, they have stuff, they have money, they have whatever it is. It's part of their identity. It's this person just can't do it. And because they did it or tried to do it, and not just tried to do it, but tried to do it where they also did not sacrifice themselves, they just were kind of shady to everybody else. They're in a they're it's they're in a problem. They created nothing but a big mess, and it's out of control now because they weren't honest, and that karmic is pulling people from all different directions. It's public humiliation. So to go into the family, so this person's dealing with all that. Then there's a sense that you're building something. You're not giving this person energy. They feel you leaving them behind. And then they're looking at their life and they're like, I'm not satisfied. It's like, but I'm not satisfied. And that karmic is like losing their mind. So now, like I said, your person's like, oh my God, who is this person? Because the person's crazy. So at this point, it's like they're on a new destination or bust at this point. Like the spirit says, it's like they're going to get a sense of boldness because they don't want to be in this situation. It's like they get this burst of courage because it's 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 actually what is provoking this karmic is provoking, because it's like they're so angry. Like they might know, hey, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me break up with you. You're trying to make me be the one that lets you go, but only so you can run somewhere else. So it's almost like your person is like poking the bear. And let me tell you this on it, it's gonna blow up. It's a big mess already. It's so again, it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. You better believe it. It's like this karmic's like, if it's going to end, I'm going to take it all down with me, which is why your person was like, I don't want to like lose my stuff, because that karmic's like, oh yeah, you think you're going to be leaving me? I'm going to be taking it all with me. I'm going to make sure that I ruin your life, is what you see. So it's almost like, your person's like takes like a little that doesn't do it all at once, so they're like suspended between two worlds. Like it's like they're allowing this karmic to keep them kind of in a place of limbo because they're afraid, and they're afraid because that person's crazy. And it's that you know what they did do though was they exposed themselves. The karmic exposed themselves, and what they did expose was what your person really wants. So whether the karmic doesn't want it or not, this person's going through a transformation, and this is just the process. Now you're the catalyst for change because they wouldn't want to go out. So are they fantasizing? Yeah, it said it all through here. They're fantasizing that what do you think would get them out of their situation? You think people just get out of their situation? They don't get out of the situation. It's what they're going to get. Well, again, let me tell you, it's not, we're going to go out to Taco Bell. It's, then we're going to hook up. We're going to have this passionate romance because we have this connection. It's like, otherwise they wouldn't move their ass out of the situation. They wouldn't be putting up with the humiliation. They just pray to God that you're going to be available. It's like, because they know that they're not strong within themselves. You might be like, no, you took too long to come back, or you didn't fix this, or how you did it to begin with. So they're not confident. I mean, you better believe that karmic is slamming that into their head, making them feel even more insecure. But this person has to get away from that person regardless of whether they're with you or not. See, the universe doesn't care whether you're together or not. The universe cares that everyone reverts back to the energy of unconditional love. So whether you choose to be with this person or not, they have spiritual lessons that they need to learn, and we see actually what they are. And we're going to look and see what yours are, because you need to learn them whether you're with this person or not. What was the relationship? Did it signify? And what are we supposed to do with the energy? But you have free will to do what you want, but understanding what you need to heal allows you to change the entire dynamic of the relationship. So again, this person wasn't there for you. It's like they came in and out of your life because, hey, they were trying to accommodate everybody. They were trying to keep the bear silent. Again, they weren't really choosing anything. And in that, if they disrespected you because, hey, you really love me. This person's crazy. They're going to ruin my life. So, like that. So, but it triggered your abandonment because you're like, you're giving that person the respect, though. You're not giving me the respect. And it's because they weren't giving themselves the respect. So they were kind of treating you the way that they treat themselves. And that's what Spirit's saying. And that's what actually lost the connection. And they were dishonest about it. It's like, because, hey, why am I going to tell you the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth. You're not going to stay with me. You're not going to like me. I'm going to look like a loser. And say, oh, I have it connected to this crazy person that I can't figure out how to get out of my life without them destroying my life. It's like you'd say, oh, well, you just want to hold on to your stuff, which this person did want to hold on to their stuff. That was part of it. It was like, that's my identity. Like, and it could be they own a business or a house or something, you know? I didn't want it to be destroyed. So again, they stayed in a place where they were trapped. It's like, when am I going to stay? If I'm going to tell you I was trapped, you're not going to believe me and understand that. So again, what happened is you became resentful because you're like, well, what the hell? Like, you're not here for me. You know, when I need you, like this person can do it like in a drop of a hat, and you're there because you're more worried about what she's going to do, you know? So we can't really move forward in a relationship, and you better believe the karmic knows that. It's like, you know, and so what happened is like you started not to trust this person because this person would then be like, well, you got to be a little bit nicer. You got to compromise a little bit because of what I'm going through. And you were like, I'm not going to do that because that's compromising myself instead of you doing what you need to do in order to fix the connection. So that's why this person's obsessively thinking about you now, because they should have did what they needed to do. They're not happy. It's like, and that's why it's again, that karmic is getting more and more mad because by now you should be gone. Like you shouldn't even be, that person shouldn't even be thinking about you. They've done everything and everything and everything and everything and everything and everything to make this relationship work. And so why isn't it working? And that's because, hey, well, it's love. This person doesn't really want to be there. It's they don't have the guts to do what it takes. But Spirit says it's going to end eventually because that karmic is getting so mad. It's about to blow, like literally, because that karmic is getting more and more mad. They've done everything. Now, that's really imbalanced when a person is so obsessive, like controlling the environment, that they've lost themselves. That where I feel like this karma is like a little bit bipolar now, to the point that your person is like, again, I don't know who this person is. Like they're crazy and I'm afraid of them. And so that's really what it is. And they're majorly embarrassed because they're like, what am I going to tell you? I'm afraid of this person. I'm going to tell you that. It's like I'm going to look stupid. You're not going to understand. You're not going to. And how did it even get this way? You know, they don't even know. And it's because how they see it is, I've compromised. I've given you. They gave them everything except for love. You can't make a person give you love. This person doesn't love. They felt guilty. They care. They might love you, but they're not in love. They're in love with you. They're not in love with them. And that's what the karmic is mad about. They're like, I don't understand. I've done everything. You should love me. You should fucking love me. God damn you for not loving me. Like, that's all that I keep hearing. Like, they're so angry. Wow, thank you, Julie. I'm not happy that that's happening to you because again, that's going to dig up a lot of your wounds because it's like you're not strong enough for me though. And if you really love me, you would, and that's the illusion. It's like they don't love themselves enough, and that's because they're with a person that makes them feel like a piece of crap, you know, every day. And so it's like, I don't know what to do. I want to do the right thing, but I don't know what to do. And being around somebody that's a karmic is, you know, there's still an emotional attachment, but it's more like obligation. It's kind of like having an abusive mother that you have to see, that you're like, oh, we have to go there. She's a narcissist. I'm going to go there and I'm going to put up with the insults and I'm going to put up with the, and I'm going to put, why do you do it? Because she's my mother. Because, it's like, but I don't want to. It's like that energy. And that's what this karmic is like. And that's why this person's like, oh my God, I'm going to get into another relationship with somebody else. That what if they're just as bad, but they have this strong connection to you? It's a hard thing. Like when there's somebody that's like that, it's like, because it's like it brings the person back to their childhood trauma where they're like, I don't really know how to get out of this. I really don't know how to, like, where you're giving up your spiritual sovereignty. You got to love yourself enough. But this person doesn't. And that's the power that the karmic has and has had. So, and that's really what it is. I read your things after. So, we have to say, well, what do you need to heal? Because you're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. There's spiritual significance for you too. It's like like you can change the entire dynamic of the connection. And spirit says, well, it's about like, what about your trauma that you've gone through within your life? It's like she's ignoring that. Person's ignoring that, or he is ignoring that. This is about, again, learning to love yourself. It's like, I love myself enough. And this person making you feel like unworthy because emotionally they can't give to you. And then what happens is you're asking for that. And then it's like, I know that you love me and I love you too. And the relationship is deep, but I don't, like, again, I can't even deal with that because of everything that's going on. And so it's like the person expecting you to stay in a place of abuse. It's like they're being abused. And because they're being abused, they're kind of abusing you, expecting you to deal with it because they can't deal with it. And so that's the issue. And so when we look at your inner child wounds, we say, well, these were the inner child cards. Why would you get that? Again, we just explain why, but then we say, well, you grew up in trauma. There was abuse there where emotionally you didn't get what you need. You were made to feel unworthy. And so you were not taught how to love yourself. So that's why you manifested that. Not because you're deserving of it, but because you needed to say, wait a minute, do I love myself enough? No, this person's like making me feel unworthy because they're not capable. They expect me to settle for less, not caring about my trauma, and that it's abusive just because you allow it, like you allow it, but then you expect me to, and when you allow it, then you also don't treat me nicely sometimes because no one is going to treat you that great when you're pouring into yourself and making things happen for you when this person is connected, when somebody else is connected to, someone that they don't want to. It means that they can't create the life that they want to. So again, they'll keep you on hold so that they emotionally can deal with it. So emotionally, they would be getting from you. And you're like, I'm not doing that. It's like, I'm not going to be in a one-sided relationship. I love myself. And spirit says, yeah, you needed to go through this spiritual lesson in order to deal with it. It's like, and understand that's why this person's in pain. That's why they're obsessive. Now, it's again, they may not be doing anything because they're too afraid, but they know eventually they're going to do it. Between 1 and 3 months, they're going to do it. They don't know that they're going to do it. There's something that, again, all of a sudden it's going to ignite it, like almost like it's a big blow up, a fight. And then this person like runs out because they don't want to be there. They're like, I don't want to be there. And I'm trying to make you do it. And you're not walking away from me. You're not letting go of me. And it's like, and that karmic's like, I know exactly what you're doing. It's like, and they, like you said, but that is what makes everything blow up because everybody knows what the other person is doing, but no one's being honest about it. and that karmic is mad. And so Spirit says, in the meantime, what you're supposed to be doing is, envision a future that's filled with potential and opportunity. See your own genius. This is about um, feeding the light within inside of you. So your passions, your dreams, the things that inspire you, it's about being in that energy. It's not about putting your energy towards this person because this person's negative. And they're negative because, hey, no one's being honest over there. This person needs to be like, I don't want to be with you, point blank, period. It's over. It's like, do what you may. You want take 50, take 50. I'm going to start over. They need to do what they need to do, you know. And the only way that that's going to happen, Spirit says, is if you're in a high vibration and you are like feeding things that are going to, inspire you to, stir your heart up and to be passionate about, because that's a way to cut your energy off from this person. Because we already feel that it's changed, that you needed to integrate the spiritual lesson because you had fragmentation due to the abuse that you grew up with, where you were made to feel like unworthy. And again, there was still trauma. So this situation actually mirrored how you felt, but the person didn't intentionally try to do that. Understand, they're just not strong, Spirit says, where you gain the wisdom. That's really what it is. And this person is going to come back. It's just in divine timing, because there is a soul relationship. I do believe that they have gifts also, but right now we're not seeing those. What we're seeing are their wounds when it comes to people. Spirit says the key is not to, yeah, very cowardly. The key is to know that there are no limits for you, that no one can stop you. Only you can stop you. No one should be able to make you feel bad about you. That means your cup wasn't filled up all the way, that you again can achieve great things, like see that there's limitless potential. The only limits are you, and when you allow people to make you settle for less. And that's the thing. If you would have went along with this person, you would have been settled for less because they're a coward. When really you're like, no, I'm not going to settle for less. Why should I settle for less? I want the infinite possibilities for me. I'm not going to let you take that away from me. And that's why this person too, it's like, it's worse. It's like they're stuck with someone that they're not happy with, and you're building something, and infinite possibilities are going to manifest. Where they're going to stay fragmented? No, hell no. They're like, I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to stay, And so for you, believe it or not, it's all about learning how to surrender. Really hard to do, because it's, again, Spirit says you're not in control of anything right now. You're only in control over what you do. So again, the karmic reaction would be from what you do. So you don't want to give this person anything, because whether you want to be with them or not, Spirit says it doesn't matter. They need to get out of that crazy relationship, and they need to stop identifying with their stuff, and they need to like grow a backbone. They need to do that, because someone that's going to be that complacent and that cowardly, well, it would affect your energy. And that's what you don't want that. You have the knowledge of that. And I just heard possibly you grew up in an environment where your parents couldn't really give you anything because, hey, maybe your mother was with someone that was like a coward, and they paid for it, and they didn't treat them well, and that's why they couldn't be there for you. And you're like, I'm not gonna, or I've already been with people that have tried to make me settle for less. I already learned that lesson. Thank you. And Spirit says, yes, we will go through the lesson until we learn it. And even then we attract that, and not because of any other reason, but to see that it's not going to trip you up. You get to see a different version of yourself. And that's how you ascend life. That's how you let go of who you think that you were, even though you were never really that. You were made to feel like that because of the environment that you grew up in. You learn that lesson by embodying a new consciousness and being like, no, 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 I'm not settling for less than I deserve. Thank you very much. That's your issue because you want to be a coward, but that's not going to stop my life. And that's what freaked this person out because it's like, wait a minute, like it's not going to stop your life. That's the only power that they had, right? The only power that they would have had is if you would have been stayed stuck. But you're like, nope, I know my value. And we have to take it. Well, two came out, and I'll pull one because I don't believe in mistakes. So if two fell out, we got to take them. And Spirit says the cards again are open to the universe, transformation, and divine fruit. They couldn't have gotten better cards, I have to say. Spirit says, well, part of this was to realize that you're constantly evolving, that you improve inwardly by working on the weaknesses and refining your strengths. That's when you transform, you make the other person transform. And that life ensures that you're presented with situations that will help you learn and grow. Again, those karmic lessons and breaking those karmic loops. And that you're aware of your progress and you open your wings to the light. And Spirit says, open to the universe. You're discovering your own worth and your abilities, and you have confidence in your value and your potential, and you reclaim that your inner power. You accept and you love yourself completely, and that you're open to the divine light of the universe and the divine fruit, which is, as I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundation, which means more money. My intellect is light, my heart is warmth, and my soul is strengthened. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. So what you produce, what is manifested. So when you treat yourself well, you meet the right people, the right situations, and the right experiences. The only thing that can stop you is you. And really, this person, put you in a situation where you were tested. And I believe that you passed the test because you essentially are like, no, I'm not going to settle for less. And that makes this person actually have to do what they have to do in order to, step it up. It's like they're going to get there eventually, but they're wasting a lot of time is what it looks like because of their fear. And the Spirit says everything happens in divine time. So until then, you work on yourself and understand you're clearing those old programs so that you can step into your new life. And when this person comes back, they'll come back when your life has already begun, because that's going to make this person work a little bit harder because their heart is still not 100% opened. Like they're still like, oh, I'm going to come back, but I still have to deal with this. And when they get out, they're not going to be in their strongest place either because they're not a strong person, Spirit says. So you're the one that is going to hold the marker if you choose to be with this person. You would have to, because that teaches them how to treat you. Otherwise, you're not going to like what you get, because this person they haven't done any work on themselves. Doesn't mean that they don't like you. They like you, but they don't even like themselves 100%. So again, they need to be shown. They might like themselves in other areas of their life. They just don't like their relationships. So I'm going to keep that there. Let me know how you resonate. Let's see. His behavior. Yes, he's egocentric, would attempt to, well, that's again, to be in a one-sided connection is, usually what they do. People that are stuck to somebody else. And that's because they don't really want to be in that connection. And so you would be playing the part of nurturing and not getting anything back, which no one wants to be in a relationship like that. They were stupid for even trying it. And that's what they're seeing. So Spirit's saying is this situation isn't just transforming you, it's transforming this person. That was non-voluntary, because they were not looking to leave that connection because that person's crazy. They were like, I already know what I'm in for. And Spirit says, well, they're about to find out what real love is. And it's like when they go through getting out of that situation, knowing what the consequences are, well, guess what? They're going to realize I really have feelings for this person because they're crazy. And that's the thing. And this person knows it. And so, but imbalance goes to imbalance. So remember, you have to hold to your standard. And that might not be easy because you might be real soft, or be like an empath and feel that person's energy. And they're going to be coming to you kind of like a mess after this person. That person's, like I said, they're nuts. All right, I'll leave it there. Let me know how you resonated. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.